All right, so we are live and we're going to be talking about profit opportunities because we're not just in this for the show, we're in it for the dough. We don't want to just have nice fancy screenshots. We want money coming into our pockets. And so how we can talk about that and ways to do that, I'm super excited to bring on Yoni Mazur from GETIDA, who's one of our sponsors of the PPC Mastery Summit. And so Yoni, thank you for being here and joining us.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Always a pleasure to be with everybody here. These events. This one is focused on the PPC side of things, so I think that's exciting because it can easily be a money pit, right?
Yes, and you don't want your PPC to be a money pit. You want it to be a source of profit. And so we're going to be talking about how you can do that. So super excited about that. So for those of you who are joining us live, if you don't mind clicking the little thumbs up icon just to let us know that you can hear us. I've been having audio issues. In fact, my main webcam all day has not been connecting on StreamYard, but it'll connect on Zoom. So it's like odd. So there's always something. So I just want to make sure we're not talking into a dead space. So if you can hear us
The abyss, right, or something like that they
into the
call it.
abyss, yes, we don't want to be talking into the abyss of nowhere. Let us know you can hear us. And also, just as a reminder, we oftentimes will reward participation. So it's highly recommended. So for those of you who are joining us live, definitely let us know that you can hear us. And so that way we don't feel like we're just talking into the abyss of the unknown. So I'm going to do something here real quick. I'm just going to share this into the group so folks in the group can watch it. But I am super excited to be here, joined by Yoni Mazur from GETIDA. And so please let us know that you can hear us. So we've got Anusawaya Gupta, who's been joining us at all of our sessions, says thumbs up. Samuel says all good, audio and video. Glad both are doing well. Patrick says loud and clear. So thank you, everyone, for helping to make us feel a little better about the audio stuff, because technology is great until it's not. And sometimes things happen. Isn't that right, Yoni? Things just happen.
Yep, over reliance. I'll put it this way: we all fly in the airlines. Most of the flight is it's an autopilot, but it's probably to have it's good to have a pilot there just in case. Uh,
True.
you never want to go on an airplane with a zero pilot, involved. So that's the
Yes,
summary of
that's
that.
very true. That's very true. It's good to have an eye looking at things and not just doing it all on your own. Because sometimes we can feel like, oh yeah, I can just do it all on my own. It'll be fine. But sometimes we really just need to have an eye looking on things. So awesome. All right. So tell us a little bit about who's Yoni.
So currently, Yoni is one of the co-founders and CGO, Chief Growth Officers of GETIDA. You want me to share a little bit of GETIDA, our mission, what we do?
Please do.
You got it. So GETIDA, our mission is pretty simple, is to make sure that FBA sellers get the maximum FBA reimbursements that they're eligible to receive. So typically, what happens is you connect to GETIDA. We're able to go back up to 18 months on all the FBA transactions. So if any of your inventory got lost or damaged, destroyed, disappeared, disposed, or overcharged with fees, our technology catches the issue. But then we have a dedicated team. The team will open up cases for you and manage all the back and forth until there's a resolution. And this way, sellers are able to get recoveries back, money they never really expected
Mm-hmm.
that's there. And hopefully, if we are able to get that money back for them, they can use that money to keep reinvesting in the growth of their business. You can invest more into PPC, more into your next product launches, hiring, maybe a good team member who is going to be very good at PPC, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
You always kind of want to be able to create an organization where you hire people who are smarter or better than you in the functions and roles that they need to fulfill, and you're more like an orchestra manager. You're gonna have the best sax player, you're gonna have the best drummer, you're gonna have the best violinist, but you're the conductor. You understand the role of each one and how they all
Mm-hmm.
merge in together to create this beautiful symphony. And when you fill up the stadiums with all these tickets, you'll get most of the dough. So keep
Well,
that in mind.
nice,
Don't
nice.
Yeah,
So,
don't try to be the best violinist. Just try to be the best orchestra leader that you can be. Go ahead.
well, no, that's a good point, because oftentimes we start off as kind of a one-man band in this business, and we got to find ways to get ourselves out of the orchestra and into the conducting. And so, what are some tips you might have for folks? And I know this is a little bit off topic, but I think this is a good discussion.
Yeah, so I think most of the sellers, like you mentioned, they start as micropreneurs. They really they're jack of all trades. They got a start doing everything in day and night.
Hmm.
So once you reach to those points, pain points where it just overconsumes you, you feel like you can't handle it anymore. I mean, actually, it would be better if you take action before that. But if you're already at that stage and that point where you feel consumed and swallowed by this fascinating, hyper dynamic world of e-commerce, and especially selling on Amazon, you should try to see what are you doing in your daily functions that is pretty repetitive, right? If you're just copy pasting a lot of stuff, in in Excel and things of that nature, try to get a VA just to teach them what you do, how you do it, record in a video. That's gonna be part of your SOPs, standards or procedures, and then you hire them for typically you should be able to find VAs, also known as virtual assistants, for
Hmm.
$4 or $5, $6 an hour. Um, and let them carry some of that load, the repetitive load, which is not as sophisticated. So you keep your brain power into the stuff that's sophisticated and moves the needle, and not manual grinding work. And based around that, you can then as you do more sophisticated things and you fill up these roles. It's not going to be as tedious things. You gotta, meaning when you know there's something tedious to do and repetitive, that's easy to make that decision to
Hmm.
delegate. But as you become bigger and bigger and more successful, that's when you gotta. It takes more sophistication to say, you know what, on these calculations, maybe for sourcing and how much should I buy, how much inventory, stuff like that. You hire people really good with that. People really good at calculating and forecasting and predicting and working with your suppliers and things of that nature. If they're around, you can find them in conferences. You can find them just on LinkedIn, social media, stuff like that. You see people, a few years of experience. You see they're successful. You just having a good relationship with them. You think they can contribute well to your organization. Things happen. I'm just throwing one scenario. This could be sourcing, it could be advertising, it could be finance, it could be endless things. It depends on how you want to grow. A little a story about ourselves. We started really from zero. Back a little bit history lesson on myself.
Let's
So
do it.
yeah, so I guess this will also explain how GETIDA was born. So about a decade ago, we started selling online. The main agenda or arena for us was eBay back in the day. Um, and then in 2013, we started selling on Amazon. When I say we, is myself and my partner till today. So I was
Hmm.
privileged and lucky enough to have a partner from the beginning of the way. We both kind of started working together. And 2013, we started selling on Amazon, and the business boomed and grew very quickly from 0 to 20 million in FBA sales. Then we became a part of a larger group that together as a group we're doing about 100 million in annual revenue. So I've experienced all these milestones, 0 to 100,000, 100,000 to million to 2 million, 2 million to 10 million, 10 million to 20 million. All these milestones I've kind of experienced. So I'll feel free a bit more to open that up for you guys and run all these scenarios that we kind of had to grow into. But the early nucleus was two of us doing everything, and slowly but surely, we started harvesting talent, because we have more sales, we have more profit. Once again, the point is that making profit, that free cash flow. Then you have
Hmm.
two options: just keep it in your pocket, buy yourself something nice, which is nice, or
Right.
keep reinvesting in the business. And can you reinvest in the business? Is you invest in talent, people you recognize are talented, they can contribute to your organization. And once that input comes in into the organization and it grows, it's very magical. You have the virtuous cycle of and the flywheel of growth, and you'll reach pretty interesting dimensions if you really your ambition is to scale and really maximize your potential. I know we're calling this PPC Summit, but it's under the banner of maximizing e-commerce. So if you really have that ambition to maximize e-commerce, there's a lot to maximize. Just be very open-minded.
Well, good deal. That's all great points because we can take what we have, in profit, and we can reinvest it into other things. So it's not just about top line sales. You got to find ways to bring in more margin so that you can reinvest in other areas. And if you look at Amazon, for example, they started in what, 94 or something like that, and they didn't pull a profit until like the mid 2000s, if I remember correctly. Oh, looks like you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, for about
Oh, that's
20
okay.
years, Amazon. Sorry about that. Yeah. So for about 20 years, Amazon on paper was losing money in
Hmm.
terms of what they showed to the public markets because they were a public company. But that was because they effectively all the free cash flow they did generate, they kept on reinvesting and reinvesting and reinvesting. And for many years, it was one of Wall Street's most I want to say hated, but um, unfavored stock because it wasn't showing profit, it wasn't giving dividends. The one,
Hmm.
because Jeff Bezos was very adamant about, I'm not going to work for this quarter. I'm going to work to really change the retail industry, and especially the online retail industry, and
Hmm.
keep reinvesting in a creative reality where online retail is trusted. Because back in the late 90s, to buy stuff online, it was like hazy. It's like, who's on the other side? Why am I giving a credit
Right,
card?
exactly.
Who's there? So he broke all of that. Today is like second nature to us to just shop online. You might even be able to argue that it's much more superior. More people, I can vouch about myself. I rather shop online than to just go take the car, park somewhere, look into one store,
It's
then to
such a
another store.
production to go to the mall anymore.
It's like I don't see why would people humans do that unless they know that they along the way in the mall they'll have lunch, something entertaining, maybe catch a movie. So there's you're already gonna do some other things that you can't really do online with your friends. I get that, but just like that, spend your day or a few hours just hopping from one store to another, like in the old days, instead of doing it with the same stores. By the way, the same stores you can go online and same inventory, see what's going on. The only thing is you want to fit it. So you find the styles you like, you order it. If you like it, to keep. If not, you send it back. It costs you zero. I think I see just a more efficient, but that's just me. But yeah, Amazon, like you said, kept on reinvesting and they created a completely different reality. And this is the fruits of their labor, our ability to have a job and making a living and living in the digital space and making a good living. So
Well, it's a very good point in the digital space. So one of the things everyone's looking for that edge, and they come to conferences like this where they can learn from some of the best in the business on paid advertising. And really, what we're trying to do is we're trying to scale more sales and spend less doing so. So that all comes back to that conversation of margin, so that you're decreasing your costs and increasing what's left over. So do you have any tips or anything you'd like to share with folks on how they can find some of those opportunities or what's kind of happening? I know you're very well connected in the space.
yeah, so there's a few points I can touch. I think one of them I'll just kind of share a few slides because I think there's a few interesting announcements for
Yeah,
the
go for it.
marketplace that can be useful to people. But before that, I'm trying to find this video on LinkedIn so I can share it into my feed. Let me see if I can find it with everybody's permission. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't think I found it, but if you could just share with me the feed, the LinkedIn feed behind the scenes, I'll be happy to share it, Kevin.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the meantime, I'm gonna pull out my slides so everybody can see it. All
Mhm.
right, let me take a look. Okay, so share screen. Slides. Nope. Share screen. Share screen. I think I found it. There it is. Present. You guys see my screen?
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay, how to boost profit. A few quick announcements. Before that, a little bit about ourselves. I think I touched that a little bit, but a few more points I guess to make. What's GETIDA? Is it GETIDA? Is it GETIDA? How do you say it? It doesn't really matter. It's an acronym. It stands for Get Idea, which is Get Intelligent Data Analytics. We like to see ourselves as a global leader in FBA auditing and reimbursements. We have a team of over 120 people in 6 countries. We're an award-winning company. Won the Gold Award from the American Business Awards for our dashboard technology. We do have a dedicated team of claim specialists. A big part of them worked on Amazon in the reimbursements department. We like to track and monitor the recovery rate that we have, and it's over 80%. So for every 10 cases that we open, about 8 cases get reimbursed. We take a lot of pride in hosting many seller events, much like this one. So thank you so much again, Kevin, for hosting us. If you want to check out more events that we're engaging with, you can just visit getida.com/events. But we also have 2 podcast shows. One of them is Sellonomics. The other one is Prime Talk. You can just visit getida.com/podcast to check it out. One episode I do recommend you to check out is the episode of our dear friend, Kevin Sanderson. Fascinating story how he worked for Disney in the entertainment industry, and amazing how he was able to find e-commerce and change the game over there for many people. So appreciate you having being in the show. And like I mentioned, we like to I didn't mention, but we do like to make our solutions affordable for all sellers of any sizes, for the simple fact that it's free to join GETIDA, it's free to stay with GETIDA. We only charge a fee based on success. So only if we get you money, we charge you a fee. So it's pretty convenient, and sellers of any stage and any size are welcome to join. You can be a newbie or doing hundreds of millions in revenue. It's free to join, so you're all welcome. If you wonder where you can find us, of course, you can find us on the website, but you can also find us on the Amazon App Store because we're an authorized solution provider by Amazon. You can also find us on the Amazon SPN, the Service Provider Network. And here's the first update I want to give everybody. I want to make sure that this is not necessarily going to hit your profit lines, but if you don't comply, it might hit your profit lines, right? So we want to keep the wheel spinning when it comes to FBA. So check it out. Amazon basically on April 1st they started a new policy. They're saying, let me read it a little bit and then I'll give the commentary. If you send canceled or deleted shipments to Amazon, or basically to FBA, your shipments may be rejected. Your ability to send us additional shipments may be suspended. Okay, what does
Mm.
that mean? So they're saying the following actions lead to additional processing, handling, and rerouting, which can delay the receipt of your inventory and its availability for sale. And they mean in the FBA when you ship your inventory to FBA, right? So they're saying you should not be deleting shipment plans after you approve them. So, for example, you know how you want to ship 1,000 units? Amazon tells you, you know what? Send 400 units here, 400 units there, and then 5 units there, and 3 units there. So you say, I don't want to bother myself with the 3 units here and 5 units there. So I'm never gonna send those units, or I'm just gonna cancel that shipment, those 5 unit shipment or the 3 unit shipment, or delete them. So that's an issue right now. Amazon's
I
telling
can't
you
say
guys.
I'd ever done that before.
Yeah, many sellers are like they want to ship in bulk to one place. They don't want to be bothered by splitting, and especially when it's really small quantities.
Hmm.
So this is a signal from Amazon's telling you the game is over. If you do that, we might not just accept your shipment, or we might suspend your ability to send shipments in the future. So obviously nobody wants to be in that position,
Hmm.
because that means you can't ship inventory there. You can't really generate sales, and that definitely is going to hit your profit. So
Hmm.
yeah, just because I think if I had to explain Amazon's reasoning, I think they're also trying to mention it here, is that it messes up their algorithm, because when they tell you ship 3 units here and 5 units there, they want to have a good spread around the United States, so consumers get their Amazon Prime shipping within a day or two. And if you don't comply and ship exactly what they're telling you to ship, you're messing up the whole algorithm, the whole flow. So this is a signal Amazon saying what you're gonna ship to us, and what we're gonna tell you to ship and where, you're gonna do it. If you're gonna play funny games, it's this is your warning. So hopefully you guys are now aware of it. Any of you will practice this kind of style. I recommend you guys to stop. To stop. Just be professional. Whatever it is, you ship 10,000 units or whatever it is, and they tell you all these splits. You do it. You comply. Just keep it simple. The honest and simple way is the fastest way to get to your destination, which is generating sales and generating profit and moving forward. You don't want to get stuck with all these rejections, suspensions, all these
Hmm.
things. It's not a good place to be. Okay, so that's kind of first announcement. I thought maybe it's interesting for you guys to kind of know about. So that was more on the negative side, but here's more on the positive side. So I'm not sure if you knew this, Kevin, but Amazon has announced the new seller incentives program. So basically, they're saying, I'll try to summarize this for you guys, that any brand new Amazon seller account that's open in the US or EU and Canada, stuff like that, is and they list brand new ASINs and they have brand registry, they're eligible to get 5% back in selling fees up to 1 million.
Mm.
So let's say you generated 1 million in revenue and your selling fee is, let's say, 15%. They're gonna give you 5% back. So that's gonna be up to $50,000 in savings. It's gonna go right into your pocket, right into your profit line. Keep that in mind. So
That's
even it,
pretty nice, especially
yeah,
when they're going the other way on FBA fees. So that's a way to get it back.
exactly. And even so, let's say you have your US based seller,
Hmm.
but you expand it to Canada. So you open a Canadian account and you create brand new ASINs of the same stuff you have in the US. You're eligible to get all the sales you're gonna generate in Canada.
Hmm.
Okay, up to $1 million, you're gonna get 5% back. Just like that. If you want
That's
to expand it to UK, whatever it is, boom,
yeah.
that's in your pocket.
So just to make sure we understand that, that's 5% of top line sales
Hmm.
credited back as
A
referral
bonus.
fee.
Yeah, no, it's just they call it new seller incentive. So let's read it a little
Mm.
bit. We're introducing new seller incentives, a suite of benefits to help you grow your brand, scale your business, and promote your product. New seller incentives is based on Amazon's preferred launch playbook. Okay, so new professional sellers who list their first product after January 1st of this year.
Hmm.
Okay, in the US, Japan, or Europe. UK, Germany, France, it is eligible to new seller incentives. Existing professional sellers expanding to the US, Japan, or Europe. Actually, I don't see Canada here, so I might have been wrong
Mm.
about Canada, but I'll look further into it. It might be that they include Amazon US. It might be the US, they kind of mean Mexico and Canada. I will check into that. But they're saying through seller incentives, eligible sellers who take required actions can qualify benefits worth more than $50,000 in potential value. Benefits include the following: get 5% bonus on up to 1 million eligible branded sales of if you enroll into the brand registry and are identified as you're identified as a brand owner. You can also receive credits for Amazon Vine transparency. There's a few more fringe benefits here, but the main agenda here is the 5% bonus, they call it. So they're going to charge you the fee and they're going to throw it back to you as a bonus, the 5%.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, that's I mean, if that doesn't wake people up to like, okay, it's time to start going to other marketplaces. And on top of that 5% fee, you're also going to get all the profit and the extra sales,
I think
reaching
it's
new
crazy
customers.
awesome. It's generous. You sellers should leverage it and capitalize on this heavily before it gets too late. Right now we're
Hmm.
recording this or doing this live in May. You have a 6-7 months to go. Go for it. Run for it. And especially if you know you're gonna hit that $1 million mark within 6-7 months. huge savings for you. Like 50,000 is no joke. So
Yeah, and even if it's 100,000, as I'm understanding, that's still 5 grand.
yeah, 5 grand right into your pocket. You're gonna make
Boom.
100 grand in revenue in the next 6 7 months. 5 grand is in your pocket. Beautiful thing.
As you're still getting extra sales and everything else. So yeah, that's huge.
Yep.
So definitely consider that. So that's worth the cost of admission just right there.
Yeah, and beyond, hopefully. Okay, last kind of, I think one of the last points I want to make here is that in terms of logistics, there's a whole pain point with global logistics and sourcing and the costs and everything like that. So if anybody needs, we created, you can just visit getida.com/FBAX and you'll be able to see this chart. It updates every week and it kind of gives you the, here's what the data is all about. The data on the chart is from major export cities in Southeast Asia.
Do you have
Uh,
that chart handy you could pull up?
you can just go. You just visit it online if you want to share a screen. But let me just finish. I want to kind of explain what it
Oh yeah,
is.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So once again, the data is the chart is from major export cities in Southeast Asia to the most popular Amazon fulfillment centers in the United States. So let's take a look at this blue line here. This is the average cost for a 40-foot container. Okay, so about a year ago, to 2021, it was like 7,000. Then the global supply chain issue started, and then it went up all the way to like 27,000. Then it started to cool off, and then the beginning of the year it started ramping back up again because of the Omicron variant.
Mhm.
And now the trend is kind of coming down, and it spiked up a little bit. So what's nice with this indicator is that you can see that you can have their finger on the pulse of what's going on with the cost. So especially if you're shopping for a container to ship from Asia into the U.S. to the fulfillment centers, you know where the pricing is at. So if you're comparing prices, one of them is telling you 20 grand for a container, one of them is telling you 17,000 or 16,000. You're able to know what's a good deal, what's not such a good deal. It's just a
Mhm.
tool for you guys to consider. You also have the average cost of less than container load over here with the blue one, and then you have the yellow one,
We
which is
don't see it if you have it. I'd love.
you don't see the chart.
No, no, and I see
Let's take a look.
I can bring up in the stream, but in the stream, we are live, folks. In the stream, I see the shared. Looks like it's Canva.
Got it. Oh, sorry. I thought. Okay, it's interesting. Sorry, I give you guys the wrong chart, but let's go back. Here we go. Let me make sure they share the whole screen this time. I'm gonna see you for a second, and then you're gonna see what I saw. Um, okay, guys. Here's, by the way, because I know that you missed it all. So this is the announcement. If you guys can take a snapshot, which is this is
Ah,
regarding.
there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were with me
Yes,
the whole
true
time. You
last.
see, you can't trust
Yes,
technology. We had that
you see it
discussion
now.
earlier.
You see it now. In fact,
Yeah, so this is the slide. You can take a
I'll back
snapshot
out
about
of it.
about the FBA shipment policy updates, right? About not
Mhm.
playing around. This is the new seller incentives program, 50,000 in
Ah.
savings. It's all
Well,
in here.
real quick on that one, we did have a question. I'm a new seller and I've been selling for 1 month, but not brand registered. If I quickly brand register, am I still eligible?
I think so. Make sure you get that, and then reach out to Amazon. Make sure they lock you into that.
Yeah, because I
It's a good
don't
point.
see a deadline for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be for the whole year, I believe. Let's read through this again. New professional seller will
Mhm.
list their first product on after January 2022. I don't think there's a deadline, so it might be even roll up to the next year. I hope so. But for
Mhm.
now, you should be good. If you have brand registry and you create a brand new account and brand new ASINs, you should be good to go. You got the 5% bonus. I'm so sorry you guys didn't see before. I did all this effort, thought you guys were with me. Uh, because when I share the screen, I don't see you anymore on StreamYard. So it's all
Oh,
good.
gotcha. Yeah, now we see it. No, this is good stuff.
Yeah, so you guys can take a snapshot and go over it.
Mhm.
And this is sorry, this is the chart. This is getida.com/FBX because
And Jody had also said, "Awesome, thank you for that info."
you got it. So this is the chart I mentioned earlier. Data on the chart is from
Ah,
major
yes,
export cities. You see,
yes.
it's all over here, and then you see the spike of cost, and then it went down, then Omicron, and boom, this is where we are today. And this gives you a finger on the pulse of a full container load, less container load, which is the blue one here, or the air. If you want to buy through air, you can get that also. So this is also a nice kind of a treat for you guys to have handy. This
Well,
is kind
that's
of the
really good to
offer.
know, though, because that means that a lot of uh, the freight costs are coming down.
Yes, you can see the trend is coming down, which is hopefully the good news. But you see, when you have the Omicron, it spiked a little bit. So hopefully, if
Yes.
there's no more, I know in China right now they're also having a wave. I hope it's subsiding. But if
Hmm.
that wave is going to keep on taking a ripple effect, especially in the industrious area and export areas, yeah, it might spike up again. It's
Hmm.
volatile. That's why an index like this, It's useful. This updates every week. This is according to May 15, which is about 2 days ago.
Hmm.
Updates every week. It gives you ability to have a finger on the pulse. But also when you shop for container prices, the average price of about 17,000. So if if you got an offer for 15, 16,000, you got a good deal. But if you got an offer for 20,000, maybe you should look with another a logistics provider to be more competitive. So it's just a little tool, a nice tool sellers can use. Once again, the idea is to be able to know the pricing, save on money when you do shop for pricing, and if you do that well over time, you make some more profit.
Awesome.
Okay, the offer. I don't know if I want to spill the beans, so
Go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
stop. Yeah, you want me to spill the beans? Okay, so let's go back inside. Oh, I think that offer was there the whole time, right? So once again, if you just visit getida.com/max ecom, you're gonna get $400 in free reimbursements. So yeah, so that's a guarantee. No matter what, you're gonna have $400 extra in your pocket. It might take us a few days, or it might take us a few weeks, but you're gonna get $400 for you in reimbursements. After $400, if you want to leave us, that's fine. If you want to stay, that's fine as well. Just trying to help. But hopefully, yeah, this will put some more money in your pocket and add some more profit into your bottom line, and that's kind of the main agenda here.
Awesome. That was super helpful and a lot of good stuff there. And it's good to know that, I know for a lot of people, they're concerned about like freight costs and things of that nature. And where do I find other opportunities? Now, for those who aren't familiar, I have a service to help people expand into international marketplaces. So I know I'm a little bit of a biased source on this, but it is a great opportunity. So if your sales are down in the US and you're looking for ways, how do I grow my sales? There's customers in other countries that are looking up keywords similar to what we use here in the US, and they're buying your competitors' products because your product's not for sale there. So just keep that in mind, whether you try to employ my services or not.
Yeah,
And we did
UK.
add a training to the members area where you can check out to learn about
Yeah, you can treat
international
it.
expansion.
Yeah, you can treat the UK, United Kingdom, as another state if you like. It's all in
Yeah,
English, although it's English or British English.
right.
Has its
It's
own
not American
nuances.
English.
Yeah, it has its own nuances, but for the most part, it's almost like a replica of the United States. So you should be able to really expand there and set up the VATs, and, do the import to export kind of components there. It sounds big maybe, but it's not. And if
Hmm.
you do it well, you have it with the brand registry, you get 5% back. That's pretty impressive, pretty huge,
Yeah.
and yeah, you expand it to further markets, and you're an international brand right away.
Hmm. And they could come by tomorrow, same time, slightly different link, but same place, the Facebook group or YouTube or LinkedIn. And Avask, one of our other sponsors, will be presenting on international expansion and answering some of your questions. So you presented a very generous offer of basically giving people $400. So this link take you to the same place the link Yoni showed. It's just I happen to have this handy to click out or show on the screen. Basically, you can get $400 reimbursed from GETIDA. Can you explain a little bit more about how this works and how this also affects cash flow and whatnot?
You got it. But before that, I want to mention something about AVAST. You mentioned AVAST. So, yes, when we sold on Amazon and we sold globally, we also sold in Europe. And
Mm-hmm.
AVAST was our to go to. We used AVAST to expand. They helped us greatly with all the VAT registration in the
Mm-hmm.
UK and in EU. And every quarter, we used to do all the filings and the VAT. Great turnkey solution. Boom. So, it's all these components, your units are there with this event,
Mm-hmm.
right? You got the ability to know how to advertise properly. And if you advertise properly, all these keywords, I bet you that almost the same keywords will apply into the UK, United
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom in English. So you capitalize on that. Use a company like Avast to do all the registration, so you're able to put your products there. And of course, once you have all these headaches happening, you got to look into all the discrepancies. I know a few guys that work for me that can help you with that. Um, okay, so Getira, what do you want me to explain about this offer or how that works?
Yeah, just how is it? How first, I got a couple questions that are starting to come in regarding just in general GETIDA versus competition. But one question, just in general, for those who aren't familiar, what is the reimbursement policy
Wow.
Amazon has? So just so they understand, like, wait, how does this work?
Let's
Amazon's
go
going to
back to
give
the
you
basics.
money?
Yeah, let's go back to the basics. So,
Hmm.
when you sell on Amazon and utilize FBA, the Fulfilled by Amazon option, you're gonna have to basically be able to reconcile all the transactions. So, I'm gonna give you guys the flow so you understand. So, it starts from the basic of all basics. You want to ship your products to FBA to the fulfillment center. Let's say you want to ship 1,000 units.
Hmm.
You did. You shipped 1,000 units, and Amazon, instead of receiving 1,000 units, they only, let's say, receive 990 units. So 10 units are missing. It's up to you, the seller, to go into the shipment, find that discrepancy, and then open a case with Amazon and present them that information. They're going to investigate. If they find the 10 missing units, you're good to go. If they don't find these 10 missing units, they're going to provide you a reimbursement, a financial reimbursement. They're going to pay you money, and they're going to pay you the retail value of the products. So let's say let's say the 10 units that are missing, you wanted to sell them for $20. So
Hmm.
$20 times 20 years, they're going to pay you $200. They're not going to pay you your cost. They're going to pay you the retail. So let's say your cost per unit is $2. Okay, times 10 units, they're not going to pay you $20. They're going to pay you the retail value. So it's very nice of
Well, retail
Amazon.
value, but it's not the exact advertised price. It's retail value minus.
All Amazon fees. So as if you sold it, basically they're buying it off your hand as if you sold it on Amazon.
Right.
So minus all their fees. So if you sell it for $20 and they have 15% fee and whatever fulfillment fees, they deduct those. Same idea. You get the same
And
result.
you don't have to worry about PPC. So if your tacos is 15-20%, they're not going to take an extra 15-20%. So it's almost better than selling it in some cases.
Sometimes yes, financially speaking, if they kind of mess up a little bit, but they back it up with the reimbursement, they take care of you. It's much more financial rewarding than doing
Yes,
anything else
it's
because you
always
don't have to
better to
invest in
get an
PPC.
actual sale from a real customer in the long run.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. The
And the
mission is
short
to
run, really.
yeah, the mission is to sell products, but unfortunately along the way there's all these discrepancies. So that's a baseline, pretty simple for everybody to understand. But this is the first
Mhm,
layer of complication. So keep in mind that once your units are inside Amazon fulfillment center, inside, right?
mhm,
Inside, the units tend to get lost or damaged or destroyed or disposed or just get disappeared. So you got these 4 or 5 complexities in
mhm,
the warehouse, but also between the warehouses. Sometimes Amazon
mm.
might shift your products from Kentucky to California or California to Nevada. So between the warehouses, the same elements happen, or between the fulfillment center to the consumers, when the customers order the products, same issues happen. From the customers back to the fulfillment centers with all the refunds and returns, and also if from the fulfillment centers back to you guys, the sellers. So if you do a removal order, these same things happen. So Amazon will automatically reimburse you for anything that they find, the system finds. But if you look closely into Amazon's terms of service, they tell you we're gonna automatically reimburse you for anything that we find. We need about 30 days for that. But after 30 days, it's up to you the seller, to audit us, to check us. And of course, if there's still another discrepancy going on, present it to us. And if you're eligible, we're gonna reimburse you. Okay, if this is too much for you guys to understand, too complex, you're getting confused, don't worry. There's solutions out there that can help with this, to reconcile everything or to audit everything. It happens to be with GETIDA, we're one of them. So if you want to join us, you can join us. It's free to join. There's no subscription, there's no monthly fees or anything like that. We'll only charge you a fee if we're able to get your money back. We charge you a 25% fee. So let's say the next 30 days we get you $100. We're gonna charge you 25%, which would be $25. But the next 30 days we get you $0. You pay $0. So it's very, very comfortable. It's free to join. It's free to stay. But on top of all that, just for this event, we prepared for you a $400 offer. So the first $400 we're gonna get for you and all these refunds and reimbursements, we're not gonna charge you anything. They're just gonna be free. Okay, so boom, it's just by listening to this live event, and checking us out, over time you're gonna have $400 extra that you never had before. Because don't forget, we're gonna go back 18 months and all these transactions, and wherever you're eligible to get reimbursements, we're gonna get that for you and bring it back to your pocket. Okay, so $400 will get extra. Once again, all that money, I do recommend that you keep reinvesting in the business, or reinvesting into advertising, and getting more traffic to your listing and growing your sales and growing your business. So yeah, so just visit maximizingecommerce.com/GETIDA. You can clip the offer. I hope that kind of gives an explanation of what's going on here.
Good deal. Now we have a couple questions here, and one of which is kind of similar. So one is, how is this different from just getting money back directly from Amazon, or is this similar to some of the software tools? And then kind of tying in with that, someone else says, can I basically just do the reports myself?
Yeah, so a few things about that. We do recommend sellers to do the maximum they can do on their own to get all the money that they're eligible to get on their own. Do it. We recommend that. Helium 10 Refund Genie, they're our partner. Great tool. It's a tool, so you should use it. But I compare it to a toothbrush. It's a toothbrush. Use it. Brush your teeth. We're not a toothbrush. We're not a tool. And we're not a software. We're a solution. As a solution, we use technology and we use our team. We're like the dentist.
Hmm.
Understand? So as a dentist, we'll give you the tool. Take the toothbrush. Make sure you brush it. But once you need that deep cleaning, the root canals, or the tooth extraction, or all these complexities, that's what we kind of do. It's the know-how, it's the tools, it's the technology that we have to create the solution. The solution is getting the maximum reimbursement that you're eligible to receive. So by all means, Refund Genie, great tool to use. Refund Genie only covers loss and damage in the warehouse. It doesn't cover any of the shipments, I believe. I might be wrong, but you should use it. and there's other issues that you should look into. But do the maximum. Go into the reports, go into the shipment, and get all the money that you can. Once you're done, we're gonna go in whatever you left behind for whatever reason, because you don't know what you don't know. We're gonna capture that for you, bring it back to your pocket, and once again, only for successful, we're gonna charge you a fee. Plus, like I mentioned earlier, the first 400 bucks is on us, just to show you kind of what we got.
Yeah, and one of the things to keep in mind too is I'll just say this. I'm not only, and granted, Utida is a sponsor, but I'm also a client. And I can say I've always been happy with the service, because the thing of it is it can take a lot of time to really cross-reference a lot of these reports. Even if you're really good at Excel and whatnot, you may not know all the ins and outs of the things. And I know someone who literally is a CPA. He's a certified public accountant who, spreadsheet guy, numbers guy, dive into the details in Excel and all this. He's like, I thought I was better off just using the software tools, but I found that I was getting more money and it paid for itself. And so,
Yeah, let me
and I've
give an
had other people
analogy
say
of
the
the
same
impact,
thing.
a little bit on the impact. So
Mm-hmm.
people need to understand this is all we do, this is all we know how to do, right? So
All right.
we go deep and deep and deep. So I give the analogy of trying to find oil. You have oil drills, right?
Mm.
So you're the seller, you use all these tools. You can, you have a land and you go with your drills and you're able to go back 100 feet to extract all the oils. You have all these layers that you got in the 100 feet, you got extracted all this oil. That's great. We recommend you doing it. When you're done, boom, we can come in after. Our drills go down 3 miles, more and more layers and layers to find the oil. Finding is one component, but not only to find it, the ability to extract it out. That's our team.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mentioned earlier, a big part of our team, you worked for Amazon in those departments. So we know what we're looking for, how to present the issue, how to present the mathematics, and go back and forth to get full solution to the issue. So the ability to go deeper and deeper and the know how to extract that value, that is where the impact comes in. So once again, I recommend everybody do as much as you can with their own drills. Once you're done, we're gonna go with our drills, which is gonna go deeper and deeper, and whatever value you have to extract over there, we'll be happy to give it for you. I think Samuel Gulian is asking, do we give total access to our Amazon account to GETIDA? The answer is no. You give us very, very limited access. Mainly, the access you need to give us is cases, so we're able to open cases and manage all the back and forth. Of course, if Amazon has questions, they need more data, more information, we'll be able to reply to them and manage it for you. That's pretty much it on the access that we need.
Another question that came in, is this just for FBA or for FBM as well, which is, I think, basic for the policy itself.
Yep. So FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. This is the world we live in. On the FBM side, we'll be happy to help. But keep in mind, if I go and check you in your own warehouse, and I found out you lost your own inventory, I'm gonna ask you to pay yourself money for all that lost inventory. So I'm not sure how useful it will be. We could, but it's
Yeah,
at a
because
minimum.
what it comes down to is, if Amazon is in possession of your goods and they mess it up, they owe you money.
They take responsibility and they can financially recover you. When it's your own
And
warehouse, it's your
it's nice
responsibility.
that they have that policy to begin with, because a lot of 3PLs will just say, sorry, we can't find those units.
This by the way is a huge huge thing that it's widely overlooked. Everybody takes for granted that Amazon is so trustworthy, that sellers are giving it hundreds of billions of dollars worth of inventory every single year. Think how much inventory streamlines into Amazon's fulfillment centers on a global level. The reason sellers are trusting them with their hundreds of billions of dollars worth of inventory is the basic fundamental rule that Amazon takes responsibility, full responsibility and ownership
Mm-hmm.
on their actions. And they have a whole flow and streamlined system just for that. And it has its own complexities and all mathematics and issues like that. But of course, there's solutions out there that can help. We happen to be one of them. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing because that is the cornerstone of the trust. And based on this trust, you have all this inventory spread out around the world. So consumers are enjoying it tremendously. They have tremendous trust in Amazon, their return policy, the fact that if it says it's going to arrive this time or date, boom, it's going to arrive at this time or date. It's all like a beautiful network that created, I believe, the trust that it's in e-commerce today that gives consumers a superior way to consume things. It's competitive, it's comfortable. You can invest more time in your family, more time in your work, more time in what things you love to do instead of bouncing around between stores looking for the best deal and stuff like that. Which time is very valuable. I think one of the most valuable resources right now, honestly, in my opinion, is the attention of humans,
Mm.
right? Like attention of human is so valuable. Where's your attention allocated to? Is it allocated to things that really What's the benefit of going to 5 stores just to save $2 on a pair of jeans? You could do it, with the click of a phone. It'll take you two
Right. You just
minutes.
look on your phone, click a couple things,
Yeah, and those five
look at
hours,
ratings and reviews,
and you're
see
good.
what other people actually say,
Yeah, and then those 5 hours, what are you gonna do with these 5 hours? You're just gonna play video games if you like it, rock your boat, go for it. If you're
or
gonna read
start
a
a
good,
business.
yeah, if you gotta start finding a products to sell on Amazon and make yourself a good living and find a brand and create a brand that you're passionate about that resonates with consumers, good to go. Or you treasure the time with your kids, your children, all these things you could do. So this is a superior way that technology and the internet gave us and consumers to create a superior way to consume. For us, it created ability, you and me, to have a good living and to make a good income and help other people. For me, in my angle, it's a beautiful thing.
Awesome. One question that came in. So, what's the percentage of, if you had for every 1,000 units, how many could you expect
Yeah,
on
yeah. So
average?
yeah, so we're doing this for about 7 years. We audit billions of dollars worth of transactions every single day across our network, and on average, we see the spectrum is on an annual basis, the discrepancy rate can range between 1 to 3%. So
Hmm.
1 to 3%. So which means that for every 100 units you ship to FBA to Amazon Fulfillment Center, between 1 to 3 units is going to experience an issue. The unit might get lost, damaged, destroyed, disappeared, disposed, or get overcharged with fees. That's the way you kind of can look at it. So, or if you're doing $1 million a year, 1 to 3% could be $10,000 to $30,000 worth of discrepancies you have to look into. If you're doing 10 million a year in revenue FBA, 1 to 3% could be 100 to 300,000. So as you scale, it becomes much more material for you to look into. So you make sure you get everything that you're eligible to get. You get it back into your pocket. This will feed your bottom line, your profit, and create free cash flow. So you can use to keep on fueling your business and have a healthy business. For example, if you do $1 million a year and your profit margin is 10%. So at the end of the year, you make 100 grand, but then you're able to recover another 30,000 from reimbursements. Your profit margin jumped 30%. You got 3% from the bottom line. It was 10x equation because your bottom line spiked 30,000 compared to 100,000. That's 30% growth. So it's material because it's all connected to the top line. So sellers should be aware. If you none of you are aware, now you are. Now you're professionals, you're pros. You're going to take actions. You're going to do as much as you can on your own. I encourage you to use solution providers to back you up. We can be one of them. So this way it's airtight. You can put your focus on where it really matters, which is sourcing, launching, marketing, and selling. That creates the business. That moves the needle. And so I guess I always like to use this analogy that this is a partnership. We're like archaeologists. Sellers need to look into the future, right? To keep on moving the needle to create the business. And our job is to be like archaeologists. We always look into the past. We come with our toothbrushes, brush the sand and all the rubble. And once you find a golden coin, we put it back in your pocket. And only if we're successful doing it, only then we get rewarded. So that's kind of the dynamic that we're able to create in the past 7 years.
Yeah, and that's one of the things to think about is where can you find additional ways to bring money back? And Amazon's gonna, if you just let Amazon on their own, they're gonna give you some money back just because it's their policy. But how much are they really trying? There are tools you could use to help you with it, but it's not going to have the intuitive sense that a human might have to look in certain places. And so I have found it's worth it. And so if you're thinking of ways to offload some tasks, now some people say, well, I'll just pull the reports myself. That's an option for you too. But you also have to look at what is the value of your time. And so here's something you can offload a task and you're offloading it 100% on performance. Because if you went to a VA and said, hey, can you optimize my listings? I'm only going to pay you if I get results, chances are they're not going to help you.
That's true. I
So
never thought about that this way. Yeah.
yeah, so this is one thing you can offload that's 100% of performance. And how much did you say you're going to reimburse for free as part of
Four
this
hundred,
special?
$400. So
$400.
that's a few days of work for a bunch of VAs, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And if they decide afterwards, I don't want to do this, or they don't even have to necessarily even put their credit card in to start, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, just like that, it's free to join. So if you join GETIDA, it takes 2 to 3 minutes to connect your account. You're gonna get free access to our dashboard, and after a few hours or a few days, you're gonna see a potential estimate of how much we think we can recover. Is it $100? Is it $1,000? Is it 10,000? Whatever it is. So if you see that amount, that estimate, if you want us to take action, then you can basically upgrade or enable us to to help you, and then we can go after the races.
Awesome. Another question came in. Do you guys recover losses if Amazon measures the product dimensions incorrectly and the FBA fees are more than you should be charged for?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great point. So this is what I call overcharge with fees, right? So what it means here is the fulfillment fees, the pick and pack fees. So here's the example. So this is your product. It's a nice phone cover. It's supposed to be 6 inches and 6 ounces, and Amazon is supposed to charge you $3 every time they pick and pack this from or fulfill this unit. So they pick it from the bin, they package it in a box, they ship it out. They charge a fee for that pick and pack fee or fulfillment fee, and they're supposed to charge you $3 based on the wedding dimensions. But if they have the incorrect wedding dimensions, so they think this product instead of being 6 ounces is 6 pounds, and instead of
Mm.
being 6 inches, it's 6 foot, for example, they might be charging you $10 per unit every time you sold, right? So every time they fulfill the unit, so they're financially overcharging you $7 in this example. So let's say you sold 1,000 units, they overcharge you $7,000 every time they you sold the unit and they fulfilled it. So yes, in GETIDA and the GETIDA user dashboard, we have a module called Pick and Pack. You're able to feed your data, so we know what your wedding dimensions are truly are, and then we go and compare what Amazon has in store for you. And of course, if there's a discrepancy that is not in your favor, we'll take action. We need to accomplish two things. The first thing we need to accomplish is to make sure that we update the data, so going forward they stop overcharging you, so we stop the bleeding. And of course, the second thing will be to go back and get you a financial recovery for the overcharges. Now, keep in mind, guys, that this type of discrepancy is limited to 90 days. So if you
Mm.
only check this once a year, in the past year they overcharge you $100,000, for example, but in the past 90 days they only charge you 30,000. You can get back 30,000. The other 70,000 is gone forever. Okay, so keep that in
Got
mind.
it.
So we recommend doing this every 90 days. Of course, if you need, once you feed us the data, we're a watchdog for you. If there's any deviation from that at any given time, we're going to take care of you. So you can always set it up in the system, and from that point on you have the baseline covered. We'll be happy to help with that as well. That's what we call, there's high level, there's two types of discrepancies as far as we concerned. On the data research side, there's logistical discrepancies, when units get lost, damaged, destroyed, disappeared, and stuff like that. That's logistics. The other component is the financial, and this is a financial discrepancy where they're financially overcharging sellers with fees. Okay, so I think
Awesome.
Patrick, yeah, I think we covered his grant. So
Okay,
great
good
question,
deal.
Patrick.
Well, awesome. So yeah, definitely recommend folks check out GETIDA. There's no contract, so they're not locked in for a year. If they do the $400 and then they say I'm done after that, is that
Not a problem at all. Enjoy. Yeah. But of course, our mission is to wow you. All of a sudden, we'll get you a few $1,000s more, and they'll be like, whoa, this is serious money that was owed to me anyways. Let me use it and empower you. That's our ambition. But if $400 is enough and you want to go, by all means, just by yourself or your partner or wife or girlfriend or a boyfriend, something nice, it'll be nice.
Yeah, and I know a few years ago there was concern in the past that there were tools that were like aggressively putting in tickets, but in this case, it's a human doing it, right?
Yeah, so again, if you're shopping around for these kind of solutions, so just make sure to go to Amazon's App Store and make sure that they're authorized by Amazon. Because if you're authorized by Amazon, basically you got to respect the rules, the terms and services and conditions. You cannot automate this stuff. You cannot have a robot just boom, boom, boom filing claims and flood Amazon with all these cases. It's not going to
Mhm.
reflect well on your account. So what you need to do is, first of all, research the data very, very well, so you know where you're presenting, and it's focused on the mathematics, on the -1, and you open a case manually with a human and you present it to them in a good way. That's what we do. On the data side, we use our technology to find the issue, but of course, to take care of the issue, we have a team. They open a case, they look at it. You cannot play with a machine or have robots or anything like that. If somebody reaches out to you and pitches you, it's all automated, it's robot, it's all these tools, but they're not authorized by Amazon. Maybe you should think twice, because as you grow and you scale, Amazon vehicle, your Amazon seller account is one of the most important vehicles you probably have in your life, right? It's a digital platform or vehicle that helps you generate sales. You want to make sure you you deal well with it, and you have the best solution providers out there are taking care after your account. Um, in the way that is authorized by Amazon. So it's very just so not just for what we do, any kind of other software that you're in the market for, just go to Amazon. Created this app store for the sellers, so the sellers can know who is above board and who is kind of underground. They invested about $14 billion into this app store to make sure that they check into these service providers, they audit them, they inspect them. They basically we're like Amazon sellers, just on the solution providing side. And we all know what it's like to comply to Amazon's rules and regulations, which I think is good. They always keep on pushing everybody to become more and more and more professional. What it is today and what it was 5 years ago or 2 years ago, it just becomes more and more complex, more sophisticated, more professional. Look at PPC, look at advertising, look how complex it is today, or robust it is today compared to last year, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Um, so looking back on all this mileage that everybody took together as an industry, we're probably much more professional. We're just bringing better results probably.
Well, awesome. This is good stuff. So let's do two things. Let's do a giveaway. And so I appreciate Yoni giving away all this knowledge. I'm going to give away some more knowledge. And then we'll come back and we'll wrap up. So appreciate everyone joining. And I did promise if you come live, be prepared. We might do giveaways. So Yoni was a sponsor and GETIDA was a sponsor of the e-commerce business builder summits, which we hosted last year. And I don't remember if you guys were a sponsor of the Global Empire Summit back in 2020, but that one is all about international expansion. And since we touched on international expansion, we're going to give both of those away to one person. And so if you put in GETIDA in the chat, GETIDA, do your best with spelling, but try to get it right. GETIDA. We will do a drawing using a random number generator, like we've done at some of the other ones, and you will win both summits. It's about a $400 at least value, and like you can implement one thing from one of those and make tons of money. And who knows, you might have to get even more stuff reimbursed, because if you're selling in other countries, now you got other reimbursements you need too. So
that's true. Very true.
There's lots of opportunities. So just put in GETIDA or something similar, as long as we kind of know, but it's GETIDA.
Yeah, typos are okay. We're okay with typos.
Exactly. Typos are okay. So, all right. So put in GETIDA into the chat. And so let me share my screen, try to be nice and transparent of what we were doing. Oh, I didn't actually share the screen. There we go. Now the screen's on there. All right. So we have Zachary, Zachari. We have Rita, Rita. Control plus, make this a little bigger.
You got Specs, SPECS.
Oh yeah, Specs RX.
Yeah. I'll just spell it out for you so you don't have to look at the screen. So next one is Jody, Jodi.
Okay.
Then the next one is Exit In. That's one word.
Okay.
Okay, then you got Alan Hernandez. You just do Alan.
Okay.
Then you have Patrick with a K. Then you got Alexander with ALEKSANDAR.
Okay.
And then you got Anusuya. I believe it's ANUSUIYA.
Okay.
That's it.
And Exit in 7, I think, was just correcting.
Yeah, it's Exit In. Yeah.
The
typo. Yeah, he wrote Garuda. Garuda, we might call our next feature Garuda. I think it's a nice name.
There you go. You think of an analogy for that. So, all right, folks, if you have not yet entered yourself into this, you have at this point a 1 in 9 chance of winning. If you would like a chance, we're going to say going once. Let me just check LinkedIn real quick. Just because LinkedIn never seems to communicate through StreamYard going back very often. So let me just make sure we're not missing anyone there. I can't tell. All right. So we're just going to say going once, going twice. Let's pick a winner. So we have a 1 in 9 shot. So we're going to go to 1 in 9 generates 9. Who was 9? I think 9 might have been Patrick. Let's just double check that.
I think it's Anusuya.
Oh no, it's Anusuya. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Because I didn't scroll down enough when I was looking on there. Sorry, didn't mean to get you excited, Patrick. All right. Actually, why not? We'll have Patrick win too. So Anusuya and Patrick both. because I misspoke and Anasuya actually won. So both of you are winners. Congratulations. Just go to or just email Kevin at maximizingecommerce.com. Let me know you are the winner. For those of you who are VIP, check your email. You would have received a link to our VIP Q&A session, where today we're going to be joined by Lucas Kwiatkowski and Ritu Java, sharing with you their knowledge, answering your questions live and in person, so to speak. So yes, congratulations to Anasuya. I hope we're saying it right. And Patrick, yay, thank you. Our absolute pleasure. And don't forget to, well, actually, bring the banners back. Go to maximizingecommerce.com/GETIDA and get your first $400 reimbursed for free. And if you're an existing client, just sit back and they'll look for more reimbursements for you. So awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Yoni, and for everyone who joined us live. Thank you. And those of you who came all the way through the replay, thank you as well. So take care, everyone.
Take care, everybody.